Welcome to My Wild Magic with me, your host, Adrienne Cobb. Join me on a journey back home to your truest self in this inspiring, enlightening, and entertaining show. After a near-death experience in a car crash at 15 years old, I made a choice to stay and brought back with me 3 simple truths that I found from the other side. Love is all there is. Our time is over here quicker than we think, and we all have a purpose, a soul blueprint to fulfill. On this show, you will find a higher purpose, a creative expression, and unique soul attributes that you can bring forth into this world. Stay tuned with me for the next hour and find your higher purpose on My Wild Magic, starting now. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being on the show today. I'm Adrienne, and you are on My Wild Magic on Transformation Talk Radio today. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different than what I've been doing before, and coming into a full moon resonance and energy here. And we're going to be doing a Voyager card reading and angels and Voyager cards. That's going to be super fun in the energy today. And so to set the energy up, we're going to tune into some gemstone energies, and I just want you to begin practicing using your intuition. And we're going to do some mini readings here for people, for us as a group energy. So whichever one you sort of feel drawn to. But to open that energy, let's go ahead and begin following the natural rhythm of our breath. Let's just start synchronizing our energy here, coming back from anything that may have been going on for you today. And again, just breathing in and breathing out. And we're just going to expand into the threefold flame of the sacred heart. Opening and connecting to the temple of the great central sun angels, which is my tribe of light that I work with. We're going to open up a quantum prayer field for this call today so that anybody who is listening now or later is supported in the quantum field with the spiritual hierarchy, beings of light, your tribes and councils of light that are working with us. We want to just focus our energy 300 feet above our head like a beautiful portal of light up there to source energy. And we're going to command down that cosmic flow of pure love and light. And you want to begin bringing that energy of pure love and light all the way through your energy field, just streaming it all the way down through your nervous system, your spinal column, the energy of your, the crystalline core of your energy field, through all the chakras, harmonizing, balancing the chakras, bringing us into harmonious perfection, divine right alignment, perfect spin ratio, clearing any spin inversions, allowing that energy to just gently move. Okay, we're going to send it now all the way down to the heart of the earth. So imagine either a waterfall, tree roots, or a tube of white light going all the way down to the heart of the planet. Just using your will to send that energy down to the heart of the planet, finding a place that feels really good, positive, joyful, happy, healing for you. And then drawing that energy all the way back up to the bottoms of your feet, knees, hips, all the way up into your heart. And then expand that light around your body in a 360 radius, like a beautiful, glowing, radiant light. And we're going to send that light, pure love and light, all the way out around the earth as a living blessing to all of life. And then opening up the circuitry for love or above energy coming back to you, blessing you with pure love and light, purified source energy, grace and gratitude, love or above energy in any way that it wants to come as a blessing, synchronicity of miracles, universal flow. Opening up to the energy of the unknown angels, blessing us. We're going to call forth a special energy today of Mother Mary, the angels of healing, angels, Sacred Heart angels, and the angels of comfort. coming in and around all of us, just blessing our energy field. And just breathing in and out. We're going to call on the violet transmuting flame of perfection, divine love, wisdom, power, purity, peace, illumination, healing, grace, gratitude, forgiveness, clearing our energy field with all the miracle frequencies, asking us to live in our highest vibrational resonance at all times and in all ways. What would it take to live at our highest vibrational resonance at all times and in all ways? Clearing anything in the way of that. And we're going to ask the universe to download us with all the perfect frequencies into our body that allow us to upgrade our energy field, living at our highest vibrational resonance, upgrading all the systems of the body, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, immune system, digestive system, endocrine system, all the systems of the body and spirit, and just sort of feeling this fine-tuned energy coming in and around your body as we're calling that in. And as that energy is moving all the way through, we're going to seal this energy now with the mighty miracle mantle, the mighty Elohim, Seraphim, Cherubim, the essential unknown and archangels, the ascended masters, Holy Spirit, spiritual hierarchy, calling into each of your tribes and councils of light, your own soul, higher self, I am presence guiding you for the highest information for you today. So we're just opening up that beautiful flow, that beautiful resonance of energy, just sort of streamlining through your energy. Okay, so with your tribes and councils of light, we're just going to invite them a little bit further. So if you imagine that we're all coming from a universal source energy, and in that source energy, that big ball of light, we become an individualized flame of light. So we become this individualized flame of light. And we're now prepared to go into some other dimension to be prepared and to start, activating and working on and learning, gaining wisdom about our own unique soul blueprint. And your soul blueprint is like it's like a thread of light in the tapestry of all of creation, tapestry of the universe and the universes. So you have this thread of light that's a unique signature tone to you, right? So when you first become an individualized flame of light, we will have a tendency to kind of go into one of these dimensions that's going to be most serving of you. So there's cosmic avatars, galactic councils, planetary light beings, star tribes, star systems, angelic hosts, angelic realms. There's also ascended masters in nature kingdom. All right. And so you got 5 primary and then the ascended masters in the nature kingdom. Now, if you want to know more about how to get in touch with your tribe of light, you can go to my website for a free quiz that I offer there, www.mywildmagic.com. Again, that is my, wild, W-I-L-D, magic, MAGIC.com. And when you go on there, you can just click the button for quiz, take the quiz. It's a series of questions that I've noticed in working with clients over the years that people who are more leaning towards, their tribe of light being the cosmic avatars, they have a certain personality to them, a certain way of being in the world that's comfortable for them. If you are a star being, you may find that you're very just very quick-minded, very emotionally sensitive, have a very childlike sense to you. Your ability to be very sensitive to the difference between love and fear, high levels of creativity, geniusness, and that kind of thing. If you were working with the angels, you might find that you're highly emotionally empathic, feeling wise in the heart, service-oriented, a little bit more gentle in that way, bringing in a lot of nurturance, love for others, caring, service in that level. If you're a galactic council, you might find that you have a lot of charismatic energy, or that perhaps you are working with just a fiery energy that goes out in the world that really wants to make a big difference in the world. You can kind of multitask. You're highly service oriented from the passion in your heart, and you can't understand why more people aren't, and almost kind of can bowl people over a little bit with how much energy and momentum you get going. The cosmic avatars are kind of outside of time and space. Time and space doesn't really matter to them. They kind of come and go. You might be talking to them and feel like that they are just way far out. They oftentimes get very powerful downloads that come in for them on behalf of the earth. And then that can just sort of space them out. They usually almost prefer to be like a yogi on the mountaintop kind of thing, or off into their little, cave of energy, wherever it is they might live. And then they do come out and they talk to you. They might be very present, and the capacity to be, just say these incredibly wise things to you at times. And then the planetary light beings are more, they actually kind of look like tall rays of light on the inner levels. And they are not that into emotions. They kind of don't like emotions at all. They can be very compassionate, but they're more mental oriented. They run their energy more out of their higher self, and they are very logical. They think things through. So people have these different characteristics to them. And what I've noticed over time is that their kind of human personality will sometimes mimic or kind of resonate with the tribe of light they work with, the way they think, the way they process emotions, the way they think about things. So again, if you're wanting to know about yourself or somebody else, go on, answer the questionnaire on the quiz. It's super fun and it's free. So that is one thing to do, to sort of get a little bit more oriented to that. But when you're working with your intuition, it's really good to kind of have your knowing that your tribal council of light's backing you up. So if you do healing work, you're wanting to expand your intuition, you're wanting to be more in rhythm to yourself, you're wanting support in the world, you're wanting to know that you're not alone in the world, that kind of thing. That is all going to be super helpful to kind of work with on that level. So let's just go ahead and call in for a minute. Just, just begin breathing. You may want to close your eyes for a minute if you're not driving or doing anything. Just breathing in. And we're going to call forth to each of our unique tribes, councils, families of light. Welcome back. All right. So we were just going in and looking a little bit more deeply at your tribe of light. Again, you can go to my website, take the free quiz at mywildmagic.com. Again, that is mywildmagic.com. And take the quiz, see what it's like. But again, we're just going to start here before we get into the cards of just calling into your tribe or council of light. I'm going to go through the names, and I just want you to notice if you feel a resonance. So cosmic avatars. Kind of like red light, green light. Does that feel good? Expanded, no connection. Galactic councils. Keep it in mind, you can have more than one tribe of light, but there's usually one that's your primary, one that just feels like home to you. Okay, galactic councils, planetary light beings. Star tribes. Angels, ascended masters, and nature spirits, the nature kingdom. Okay, so just feeling into whichever one you might sense, see, know, have an awareness of that just feels good to you. Let's just kind of start with that. And when they come in and around you, I just want you to notice if there's a light, a color, a feeling. Everything in the universe has a signature to its vibrations. So there'll be a light, a color, a fragrance, a sound frequency, a symbol, and a feeling. So just noticing. You might get chills, you might feel more at peace, you might notice light in the room, you might notice a certain color ray. So just breathing into that for a moment. Just notice that your tribe of light is connected with you. They're really always there with you. And what we're doing is we're just inviting them in a little bit closer. And that's just going to help us. We're going to invite them in to help you to tune into which cards to use. Okay, so I'm pulling 3 Voyager cards from the Voyager Tarot deck and 1 angel card from Ask Angels from Melanie Beckler, right? So that's what we're going to go through. And we're going to have 3 different decks. And what I'd like you to do is tune into which one feels best to you ahead of time, right? So I have a gemstone that's going to relate to this first deck. So the first one is going to be malachite. All right, that's going to be the first for this set of cards, right? So are you going to pick deck number 1 intuitively and get that reading? Deck number 2 is 3 Voyager cards and an angel card, and it's a fluorite. So the fluorite crystal for these particular, the second deck. And then for deck number 3, this third reading here, again, 3 Voyager, 1 angel card, and it's 4 rose quartz. So I just want you to breathe into your heart. Again, asking your tribe and council of light, the presence of your soul, to please help you choose which of these card readings is going to be in alignment for you. So is it going to be the malachite reading number 1, fluorite crystal reading number 2, or rose quartz reading number 3? Okay, so you just take a moment, kind of tune in, feel into which one feels best to you. You can't really go wrong. So just tune into which one feels most aligned to you, asking your guides to help. And we're going to go ahead and begin. So the first one is with the malachite, this beautiful, really nice green stone. Okay, so for reading number 1, for anybody who is kind of resonating to that, as we come into this beautiful full moon energy tonight, it's the card of Brilliance. And this is Ace of Crystals. And the aces are always like a new beginning, kind of starting, you know, particularly crystals being in your mental body and the aces being a new beginning, that you might at this point in your life have new ideas, new thoughts, new things that you're kind of thinking of doing, new perceptions, new thought forms, belief systems that are arising. It can also sort of mean that your higher self is really trying to connect with you right now and give you higher guidance, particularly more in your mental body, things that you're kind of processing and doing. So just noticing that energy of the brilliance, this new beginning, new thoughts, higher self resonance coming in. Okay, so with this new concept, this new energy, higher mental concept coming in, the second card really is the Empress. And so in the energy of the Empress, this is going to align you to be more like to start taking some of these creative ideas that you might be having right now and dropping them down into your heart so that you can start to really be in your own leadership, your own inner authority of the Empress, the divine feminine presence. You know, it's a card that relates to nurturing, being a leader in your community, supporting people in this higher way that's really designed to work through the wisdom of your heart and that deeper heart presence and alignment of the Empress archetype, the divine feminine. This will also relate to the energy of Isis, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, you know, some of those kind of beings as well, and carrying that frequency. So just breathing into your heart for a moment and allowing that higher divine love frequency, because the Empress kind of brings in that energy of that divine love, and just opening your heart for a minute, allowing that deep heart presence to come in, dropping into your heart center and allowing for divine guidance, ahas, inspirations, the Brilliance card, all that information to come in on that level. Really allowing your higher mental body, your higher self to kind of ignite. And just noticing if there's any divine messages right now for you, like any messages, anything that's been trying to get through from your guide, your higher self. Just take a moment. Notice any emotions or feelings that may be coming up for you right now as we're going into the Empress. And it feels like just clearing the heart, clearing the mind, clearing the heart. If there's anything in your heart center that you're ready to release, let go of, transmute, we're going to call on that cosmic force of pure love and light, clearing your higher mental body, opening up to the rays of your higher self, shining down upon you, giving you clear, exact guidance, visions, insight, inspirations coming in and grounding that energy into the heart. with the authority, that higher empowerment of the Empress supporting you. Allowing that energy to move all the way through, clearing the heart center, clearing any fears that might be there, of taking action and moving forward. Okay, the third card for the Voyager card is Eight of Cups. It's the card of stagnation. And the stagnation card is really about a card of balance. It's about going into your emotional body. And, you know, you might find that there has been certain emotional stresses or things going on for you lately that maybe are even acting as a distraction to this higher inspiration, higher guidance, happiness, and, you know, insight that could be coming in. And trusting your heart and not getting so emotionally caught up in the chaos of life, and allowing your emotional body to rest. So really, the stagnation is all about dropping in, letting your emotions rest, not taking things so personal, not getting distracted with that. And from that energy, breathe more into your heart's wisdom, and the energy of that higher guidance. And so we want to go ahead and call in again that energy of pure love and light to instantly delete, uncreate, destory, and etherealize any stuck energy, any stagnant energy, any emotional chaos, emotional drama energy that's taking you away from your heart or away from the guidance of your higher self and your own higher guidance system and your tribe of light. Clearing that space. Allowing your energies to become more fluid and open. Just imagine this beautiful pink light of the Empress energy, this golden pink light running all the way through your heart, your body, your meridians. This energy of pure love and light, clearing us on all levels, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, through all of our dimensional bodies, throughout all time, space, dimension, and realities. And just feeling this whoosh of energy, as we call in the violet transmuting flame, clearing our path, clearing our energy field, calling into our future self, and drawing us into this higher vision. And so coming back for a moment to the Brilliance card, and just notice if there's any vision coming in for you right now, any particular vision, ideas, and tune into your future self about 6 weeks out. Let's just go about 6 weeks out into your future self, and notice what your future self may be feeling, thinking, doing. Any kind of anything you can sense, feel, know, be aware of on any level that you can with your intuition, your future self, and just getting a glimpse. And just noticing, seeing that energy, allowing that to come forth. And then we're going to ask this to be blessed with Archangel Uriel, who is here to help manifest with love. So that ties to the energy of Mother Mary, that Empress card, that we're going to start manifesting from our heart. The brilliance of our higher self shows us a vision. That heart energy is going to start blessing us, calling forth Archangel Uriel to please assist us. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to go to the second card reading with the fluorite. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. All right, so we just did card reading number 1 with the malachite. We are now going to move into card reading number 2 with the fluorite crystals. So just noticing if that one was the one that you feel connected to, or a green light, or more of a warmth or a heart centered around. So with the fluorite crystal. All right, so next energy that we're looking at here, we're starting with the energy for the star. So this is the major arcana, the star. And with this energy, it really kind of opens up. The star brings in the energy, the concept of where you might be in your life right now, of developing greater compassion. This is the card for like the Bodhisattva of compassion. It's carrying the card of Kuan Yin, riding her, you know, her energy, her dragon energy. And, you know, this sometimes might also appeal to people who are star being energies, but it's really about shining your own light in the world, like really being there to, you know, open up as a light unto this world, a bringer of light, where it is that you can let your light shine and let yourself really come forward in the energy for your own higher truth. It feels like this is also a card in this moment, whoever might pick this particular deck, that you're really ready to kind of open up with your own higher truth and let that really start sharing it with people and doing it from a place of greater compassion. So one of the cool things about, you know, when you start breathing into, you know, what's most unconditionally loving for me, or I am the all-consuming flame of unconditional love, what feels most loving in general, what brings me greatest joy. When you start doing that, you are also tapping into this energy of higher compassion for yourself, right? So within that compassionate, you know, space of energy, you have the opportunity, when you tune into what's most loving for me, let that be the center point of everything you're doing in your day. And then you get to offer that information with unconditional honesty to others. So when you're unconditionally loving with yourself, what's most unconditionally loving for me, then you share it with others, which is where you get to be unconditionally honest. And then that person, because it's unconditional, you don't need anything from them. You don't need their approval. You don't need their acceptance. You're literally doing whatever you, what's in your heart to do, which is your spirit energy, your soul energy. You're really in integrity. You're making compatible life choices. And when you share it to another person, they get to then respond however they want. And that's really freeing for another person, you know, to start creating that rhythm in your relationship with people, where when you become more unconditionally honest and shine your light from this heart-centered, compassionate place, then other people, it becomes kind of contagious, and other people can then also kind of begin to feel safe in your energy field, to feel like they can also be honest. And so it takes us out of, when you're able to be in the star card and shine your own light from your heart center, it creates like a really safe resonance in the energy, where it takes out the blame, it takes out the projections, it takes away, you know, people's fear of being judged by you, and your fear of being judged, your fear of being blamed, your fear of being projected onto. So there's just immense freedom that comes from this energy of the star card, and really tapping into that major arcana, that higher sacred archetype of our own energy field. And so for anybody who's tapped into this, the second reading, or even if you just like this one, even if it wasn't the one you tapped into, just breathe in for a moment to tapping into your own, you know, sacred archetype of higher starlight energy. You know, they say that our human bodies are very much designed of stardust, starlight. So just tapping into that frequency of your own higher light, this brilliant light, drawing it down into your energy field, really bringing it in, shining it out. Imagine it just being a living blessing of your own unique light, pure love and light out around the earth itself. And the other reason I kind of like the star card is that you don't really have to teach, you don't really have to heal, you don't really have to be a leader. You don't really have to do anything. There's like less responsibility to this card in a way, because the only thing you're really taking responsibility for is your own light shining. And then what happens is you become an inspiration to others to kind of flip that switch and turn on their own light. So just imagine your own switch as we go into matrix energetics for a moment, just turning on that switch in your energy field, your sacral power, the threefold flame of your heart power, your higher self, the light of your higher self, that higher truth of sacral truth, heart wisdom truth, higher self truth, turning it all on, igniting it, illuminating it, shining it forth, giving thanks this is done, and just getting to be who you are unconditionally, really living life on your own terms here and being an inspiration along the way for others. Okay. The next energy showing up here is the card of compassion, Three of Wands. And this is kind of cool because what this card does is it links to the Empress card on the first reading. So compassion is one of the path cards to the Empress and that spirit card. So it is a Three of Wands. Wands is in our spirit body. So as the, like we were saying with the star card, it literally is a card for being a bodhisattva of compassion in the world and just shining that light out. Well, now you literally have the card of compassion as sort of the action energy that, you know, you may really want to start being more compassionate with yourself, for yourself, and expanding your heart to start having more compassion for others too. And sometimes what I notice is helpful for that is when we sort of slow energy down, like our nervous system and our neuroemotional pathways leap to conclusions constantly. We're reacting to people emotionally, we're picking up on thought forms, we're doing all this energy. And this is where you really get to kind of slow the energy down. Again, breathe into your heart. How do I feel about this? Really take time. How do I feel? And when you do that, you want to drop down into your gut, like down into your solar plexus area, down into your pelvic area, your navel area, because that starts to get into your sacral power, your sacral truth. And it's a good place just to breathe into noticing, how do I feel in the moment about anything that may be going on in your life right now? Whatever comes up for you, how do I feel? Pick a life situation that you want to practice with. And then from that energy, we're just opening up, knowing that all parts of you have a right to be heard. Maybe it's your inner child. Maybe it's something where your feelings feel hurt. Maybe you feel confused. Maybe you are just processing through something. Maybe you need a little bit more time or space. But you're just breathing and giving yourself permission. Just how do I feel? So that's the first place we bring compassion to. And I really like one of the Thich Nhat Hanh energies where it says, he says, you breathe in, I've arrived. You breathe out, I am home. And so you breathe into the count of 5.5. I've arrived. And you breathe out 5.5 down in your belly. I am home. And so this is a great way to have compassion for self, to know how you feel and just tapping into that, knowing you have a right to tap into your own emotions and feelings. And then you're able to bring that to others more naturally. Okay, the third card in this reading is the learner card, and it is Child of Crystals. And in the Child of Crystals, it's like you're coming out of the shadows. You're any place where you've been hiding your higher divine attributes, your soul attributes, your geniusness, your gifts, your healing powers, your intuition, your feelings, your thoughts, your truth. You're really starting to come forward now in that learner card, Child of Crystals, dealing with the mental body, where you're starting to learn about yourself. You're starting to learn about new traits and new things that you have to work with now. And it's a very beautiful energy. So again, moving out of the shadows where you've been kind of hiding some of your, higher skill sets and blessings and things that you've come forth this lifetime with highly developed gifts already intact. And you're in this embodiment, really starting to learn about them. You're starting to develop them. And you really may have more kind of like wisdom, gifts, intuition, healing attributes, creativity than what you maybe have let yourself discover up to this point. So it's really quite a beautiful frequency of being the learner and opening up that energy so that you can start developing it. So this would be a really good time, being a light into the world, the star card, having greater compassion for yourself and others and all of life, really shifting those neuroemotional pathways around by slowing things down and asking, how do I feel? What would be the most compassionate, the most loving response right now? And then, looking, is your life opening up some new doorways right now? The star card does shine light also on new pathways, new ways of being in the world, new opportunities. And so maybe there's something new to learn, a new path that you want to be on, a new direction you want to go, opening up to change out the mundane, change out maybe the rut that we've been in. Okay, and then the third card that we are sealing energy with is the inner child healing of Archangel Haniel. And so Archangel Haniel is actually a very awesome angel, working also with compassion and mercy. Beautiful angel there, and also works a bit with compassion, but mercy and healing, things like that. And so we're really wanting to, again, like the Child of Crystals card, we want to do some inner child healing here. Inner child healing with Archangel Haniel to open your heart to any place that you might have felt ashamed, embarrassed, not trusting yourself, calling in that pure love and light to help clear through that energy so that you can now open yourself, open your heart to be the light that you are, the light that you were born into this world with, to shine beautifully as your divine self. And so Archangel Haniel, thank you for that. Giving thanks that is done. All right, we're going to take a quick break, be back in a moment, and we're going to do the third reading. All right, welcome back. Okay, so now we are moving on to our third card reading here, and that one was holding the rose quartz energy. So just breathing in, taking in that beautiful rose quartz energy for the third reading. If that was the one you tuned into, or if you're just gaining wisdom from all three, that's totally possible too. Okay, so the next energy that we're coming into, we're starting with the energy of ecstasy, Ace of Cups. And so again, aces are always that new beginning energy. It's a new emotional expression that is starting up. That can be new love, new relationships, new emotional relationship to yourself, following your bliss, being in ecstasy with life, really waking up and using your emotional intelligence to choose a higher state of a higher emotional resonance for yourself. So one thing that Dr. Joe Dispenza sort of talks about, as do some other people and Abraham Hicks and stuff like that, is that sometimes we let our own emotions run us. And so in other words, we might wake up with a low level of dopamine, serotonin, or maybe we have GABA, whatever, and we'll let these emotions, pathways that we have run us. So we wake up, we're in our rut, we do the same thing, we go through our day, basic same thoughts, basic same emotions, basic same outcome. So one thing to do when you wake up in the morning, particularly, and before you go to bed at night, is to reset the tone of your energy field and to go ahead and choose an emotion. Like when you wake up in the morning, you just may want to choose the emotion of bliss, and you breathe into the feeling tone of bliss, or maybe it's the feeling tone of compassion or patience, or knowing that you are deeply, divinely, unconditionally loved. Focus, anything that you might know you need that for that day, right? And so opening, aligning that energy in the beginning of your day and choosing your emotional experience. As you go through your day, there may be things that happen that in your old way of being, you would have had that reaction, that emotion, that depression. And then oftentimes the foods we choose to eat, the things, any addictions that we may have, our sleep patterns, how we treat ourselves, how we think about ourselves, how we treat others, how we think about others, how we keep our home, all gets influenced by that, right? So then, it's just kind of like this, again, kind of a rut, right? So when things happen during the day that maybe aren't really what you thought, or might be upsetting, disappointing, etc., you may want to choose another way of handling it. So you can use the ecstasy card to really choose the emotion. So whatever is happening, think about something right now actually that may be kind of challenging for you, or stressful, or maybe emotional for you right now. So just take a moment and choose something. And we just want to interrupt those neuroemotional pathways by breathing into your heart and breathing out of my heart. I'm breathing into my heart. I'm breathing out of my heart. You can even go into gratitude. I'm breathing into gratitude. I'm grateful for my life. I'm breathing out great gratitude. I'm grateful for the earth. Just find something that you can find that you're grateful for. And when you can do, usually it's about 10 breaths. I'm breathing into the count of 5.5. I'm breathing out to the count of 5.5. And you find something that you can feel grateful for. So you basically do 10 gratitudes, a breath in and a breath out. I'm grateful for the trees. I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for the exchange or this situation that was helpful. I'm grateful that I have a bed to sleep in. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my pets, whatever it might be. So by the time you do that, that's about 3 minutes. And if you can breathe into the count of like, around 5 and out the count of 5 with a gratitude with each breath, what it does is it's going to create coherence in your head and your heart. And what that does is it bypasses the neuroemotional pathways of emotional reactions, which is a big thing that we get caught up in humans, or mental reactions and thought forms, which is the second thing that we get caught up in. So emotions and thought forms are the two things that we tend to get lost in, and we don't even know ourselves any longer, right? So when something happens and you go down that normal path of, oh my God, that's so horrible. Why is that happening? Why is that happening to me? Why is that person doing that? Whatever it is, or I'm angry, or I'm sad, or I'm scared, or so whatever it might be, you just stop yourself. You interrupt it. Use the ecstasy card. I'm breathing in and out, 10 breaths, gratitude for something. I'm breathing into my heart, kind of manually opens the heart chakra and gets you back in sync with that higher heart energy, that higher intuition. It gets you back into universal flow and really aligning your energies to a possibility, the potentials and the possibilities of the quantum field coming in and giving you a different result, and even seeing things differently, because life is always going to be life. You know what I mean? Like we can be in flow, and that really attracts more synchronicity of miracles and positive things. But life is still life. Things and people are still going to die. Things and people are still going to sometimes disappoint us. Things and people, including ourselves, are sometimes going to stumble and fall. So this isn't about not making mistakes. This is really just more about finding a more graceful way and tapping into higher wisdom, and then recreating new potentials. And it cleans up your nervous system from genetic lineage patterns and from all kinds of things that experiences that we've had from this lifetime or other lifetimes of the dimensions. So wake up, feel more empowered, know that you have the freedom, the free will to choose an emotional state. The easiest one is the 10 breaths, gratitude for something. Shift your state of mind, and then look at the same situation again from a place of heart open, gratitude, and coherence with your head and your heart. Okay, second card in this reading is delusion, 10 of crystals. So 10 is really where you are starting to come to you're kind of like finishing a path, particularly in your mind, your way of thinking, where you have been seeing things in a way that might be somewhat delusional, caught in a thought form and a belief system that you've probably outgrown. And you've been really practicing with this, it feels like, for a while. Like I'd say in this card right now, for most of us on this card, this group energy is probably about 6 weeks, where you might have been kind of tested in terms of some really deep belief systems that go deep. I mean, stuff like death and dying, and stuff like, am I lovable? And, safety issues, security issues, lovability issues. And that's partly even just the earth and what we're doing and all the downloads coming in. It's challenging us purposely to open up to a new thought from a new way of being. And so in the delusion card, you're moving through the delusions that no longer work for you, illusions, thought forms, belief systems. There's a light at the end of the tunnel in this card. There's a light where you're actually starting to see more clearly from your higher self, and you're not caught up in the old belief systems that were maybe passed down in your energy field, or maybe their collective consciousness. A lot of people get caught up in the delusions and illusions of the collective, whether it be news outlets, social media, anything where we're tapped into the collective, right? So you are now starting to move free and clear from that energy and starting to think for yourself and move more into a higher truth in your energy field. So that's really where the positive of that delusion comes from, that you're kind of in you're kind of in the end of this journey now, where you're not going to have to keep challenging some of your deepest belief systems that have been coming up. All right. And then to go right along with that, let's not miss the emotional body here, is the energy of disappointment. 5 of Cups. 5 is a card of change. And so it's places where you might need to make some changes, particularly emotionally, how you feel about yourself, your life, really, again, using the ecstasy card, start choosing things that feel better for you. Choose to see things in a more positive light, that the universe is for you, not against you. Allow your heart to kind of smile to the universe, smile to the family of humanity. And what you're doing here in this disappointment card is you're releasing past disappointments, places where maybe you feel like you disappointed yourself, maybe you feel like you disappointed others, or others disappointed you. It's like this big circle of energy, like a big drain. And we're going to go ahead and ask that love of, that higher frequency of pure love and light, just clearing the drain in your energy field, your emotional body, just releasing it into the planet and letting that go. It's time to let that go. The delusions and the disappointments, they're connected, let them go. And the outcome is connect with angels. Again, Archangel Haniel. So we're going to call on the beautiful energy of Archangel Haniel, blessing us for this time together today and all the beautiful energies and that choice of our own higher ecstasy. So thank you so much for being on the podcast today. I hope that was helpful and look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks for tuning in to My Wild Magic with me, your host, Adrienne Cobb. Each one of us has a soul purpose on this earth and a higher purpose full of creative expression and unique soul attributes. Make sure to tune in next week on transformationtalkradio.com to continue your journey home to your truest self and pursue the path of unconditional self-love. If you would like to learn more about me, visit mywildmagic.com. Again, that's mywildmagic.com.